Hello guys and welcome back to another simple Love Island show. I don't know why I'm wearing them sunglasses, you know what I mean? But yes guys, welcome to another flipping simple Love Island show guys. I know I missed last week guys, which is why this show is called, or video should I say, is obviously Simple Love Island Show 2.0 because obviously it's the second week. Obviously we've just done the second week and obviously it's the first episode, so that's why that point one is there, you know what I mean? But obviously I'll be doing all of these every week. Obviously I know I missed the first one every week, and then obviously when the football season starts back up, it'll be doing football, stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying anyway, but I hope you like the little decorations. But we've got lots to talk about and I've made a lot of notes guys because there's lots I want to cover, because I want to quickly go through the first week and then go on to the second week and talk about the juicy gossip that is happening at the minute in Love Island. It's all kicking off, it's all looking good, so let's get into it. So first week, obviously we know the islands has come in, and you know it started off pretty quickly, you know. Obviously unfortunately we know Callum didn't leave in the first week. He was the first island to get dumped. I just feel with Callum he didn't really have a lot of time, you know. No one really understood him. Obviously he was coupled up with Amber, and you know Amber in my opinion was a little bit rude to him, didn't really give him much but the benefit of the doubt. As soon as she knew his age, I don't think they really clicked. Maybe she just wanted someone a bit closer to her age maybe, but yeah, I don't think they were. I think it was 8 years difference, because obviously he's 28, she's 20 I think. So yeah, it just didn't really work, and you know not everyone's made for each other, you know, so fair enough, you know. And I just feel like Callum didn't have enough time. Obviously he kind of cracked on with the newer girls, you know, Molly May when she came in, but nothing really was blossoming for me, you know, and nothing really happened. So you know, for him I just don't think he had enough time in the villa, you know, so obviously he didn't leave. Also we know in the first week guys, there was the love triangle, you know, with obviously Tommy, Joe and Lucy, which we know about, which I'm just trying to cover it quickly, because obviously we know Tommy and Curtis, they came in literally the night time of the first episode when everyone coupled up. And then obviously the triangle that happened took place. Joe and Tommy was basically fighting over Lucy. A lot of the time it looked like, to be honest, Lucy was closest to Tommy. It was more chance going off. But then in the end, when we couple in, she chose Joe. I was like, whoa, I was shocked at that moment. I was shocked. I did not expect that. But you know, she chose Joe, and I was happy about that because I think Joe's a cool geezer. It's a sandwich maker, so it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? So I was very happy that that happened 100%. And I was like, you know what, it's something a bit different, you know? And I'm happy they got together, because they kind of got together straight away until Tommy obviously came in. I know it was only that night, and then Tommy straight away was on Lucy. Oh, I like Lucy, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, from then I just thought, damn, she's going to see Tommy. But she never did. She never did. Also, we know that in the first week, Amber did like Joe. She did say, I would have chose you. Obviously, because, you know, she was coupled up with Callum, but she didn't really get along with Callum in terms of, you know, romantic. Or even though we know Curtis did say on the after show that him and Amber were actually kind of getting on a little bit, and I was like, were they? I don't know, maybe they were. And same with Yewande. I knew Callum was getting on with Yewande quite well actually, but yeah, nothing really blossomed from that anyway. Also in the first we had Molly May enter from the villa. Obviously she got to choose 2 lads going on a day in the hot tub, and we know she chose Tommy and Curtis. Obviously Curtis threw away a friend zone her, because we do know that as soon as Curtis pretty much came in the night time on the first episode, it went straight for Amy, because obviously Amy did choose Anton and the first initial meet, and they just didn't click. Anton was fancying Lucy, she didn't really have a click with Amy. So straight away Amy was getting to know Curtis, and you know, straight away she, you know, she got into having Amy straight away got into Curtis. That sounds so wrong. Obviously Amy took a fancy to Curtis, and Curtis took a fancy to Amy. And you know, they kind of hit it off. Maybe I feel like Amy, obviously she's not had a boyfriend before, so I feel like she was just gonna, anyone showed a little bit of interest, maybe she was gonna try and pursue, because obviously Anton was the initial person she got on, and she really liked him. And then obviously Curtis came in and really liked Amy, and they really liked each other. So I don't know if maybe because she's not got a boyfriend before, she's a little bit scared to try and get to know other people maybe, but she kind of literally just went straight for Curtis. But I mean, they're probably the strongest couple in there at the minute, and they, you know, they're going well together, they really are. Obviously all the islanders so far that we know, you know, we've got Amber. Obviously we know she's very straight to the point, she's very, you know, she knows what she wants, you know, she'll give it to you straight away and tell you. Obviously Yewande, I really think she's a nice person, I really do. Scientist, she's really friendly, you know, and she's just all around kind, she's nice to everyone. Obviously we've also got Molly May who entered the villa. I really started to like her now. The first week or so I didn't really like her, but as she came into it, I think she's showing her true colours, and she's actually showing a really nice person. I've checked some of her YouTube out as well, and it's just awesome some of the stuff she does. Obviously just a lot of clothes holes and stuff like that, but I just really enjoy what she does, and I just think she's a nice person. And obviously we'll get back to that later. Obviously we have as well Amy. Like I said, from recent events that's happening, it's kind of maybe not like Amy as much, but I think initially she was quite cool. Obviously we have Anna as well. Obviously we've got beef between, you know, what's happened with Sharif and all that, we'll get on later. But I think Anna initially, you know, I think she's a nice girl, you know, and I think she's not really met anyone, especially in the first week, you know. She was getting to know Sharif, but she wasn't 100% into that and stuff like that. So I don't know if she was going to fully pursue that anyway, even if he was to stay in. So, you know, like that. With the lads as well, obviously, Joe, I think he's a cool guy. First week, really thought he was a cool guy, you know. He liked Lucy, you know, and maybe was a little bit obsessive with her, you know, especially when Tommy and the triangle came in and all that. You know, he was trying to find Tommy for the girl, you know, and I just feel like he was putting it to, like, literally factor 50 on her. And then when he pulled away a little bit, let Tommy do his thing, let them talk, she preferred Lucy from that, and Lucy preferred Joe from that. So I think he played it a bit better after. Obviously, Sharif, first week, I think was really cool. He's getting to Anna. I feel like he only had his eyes on Anna when he was in. So 100% I feel like he was going to try and pursue that if he stayed in. So that's for Sharif. And Anthony, I keep saying Antonio. Anthony, I always say Anthony. Anton, it's not Antonio. I keep saying Antonio. Anton anyway. Again, he was with Amy. Then he was, you know, trying to pursue Lucy. Then he was trying to pursue Molly May and stuff like that. So I think Anton's a little bit all over the place at the minute. Obviously, later on we know what happens. So yeah, he was a bit all over the place at that. And you know, I think he was a kind guy. You know, he has a good personality to be fair. So I'll respect that. Obviously, Tommy, again, I don't think his personality is brilliant. I think he has a lot of fun with people and stuff like that, but I don't think he has a brilliant personality. I don't want him to be a real benefit, do you know what I mean? I think he's a good looking guy. I just don't think he has a really, like, you know, obviously some girls might like his personality. He's trying to act a big man sometimes. I think he's not a kind guy though. I think he's a kind guy. I just don't think, you know, compared to Curtis, I think, or like other thing, I don't think he has a strong personality wise as them. Obviously, well, Curtis, I think he's really cool. I think he's funny. I think he's down to earth. I think he knows what he wants as well, being 27. I think he, you know, I just think he's a nice guy and he actually knows exactly what he wants and he treats people how he wants to be treated, which is cool. Obviously, Michael, we don't hear much from him from the first week. It was quite behind closed doors. Didn't really get to know a lot of the girls. It was more being friends with him, getting to know him. Obviously, coupled up with Yuan and stuff like that. So, you know, we didn't see a lot of him actually initially from entering the filler. Yeah, so obviously, we know then obviously Molly May enters, and also we had the new guy of Danny coming in, which again, I think he's really down to earth guy. I think he's a kind guy. I think he, again, he kind of knows what he wants. Obviously, he went on a date with Amber and obviously Yuan, and I just feel like he was kind of both of them. Obviously, Amber didn't really take interest to him, but, you know, him with obviously Yuan, you know, they're really strong now, as we've seen the strong couples, you know. One of the closest, obviously, they had the first kiss in the second week. I might get the first and second week a bit mixed up. Obviously, you know, they're close, getting to know each other, and it's really nice to see, actually. And I feel like Yuan has been given a chance with someone she really likes, and, you know, Danny as well. But I feel like Danny might not like Yuan as much as Yuan like him, which is a little bit, obviously, not nice for Yuan, but we'll have to see in time. We'll tell, obviously, to see all that. But obviously, we have the incident on Sharif, and only this week just gone, we found out why. There was loads of rumours saying, obviously, he was doing rude business in the showers, in the hot tubs, obviously, as well with Auntie and him having a £5, him touch Anna's leg and then he stopped to have a £5, broke his wrist or something, which clearly wasn't the case. And obviously we know the real reason was, obviously, he kind of like kicked, in a play fighting way, he kicked Molly May in like the gut area. Obviously, he was only play fighting and the both were laughing after. She was a little bit hurt, but obviously, she said, oh, she started laughing after, know that. But then, obviously, Sharif said to Tommy straight after, it was a C word and punch, obviously, which obviously it was kind of, it was intentional, even though it wasn't. And obviously, Sharif's, you know, he said his story, said his piece. And I do feel bad for him in one way because I know there was only joking, but apparently there was a few other incidents that kind of led up to all of it as well. You know, he was saying about how other audiences have got away with a lot more and other stuff, you know, so it is really unfair on him. I feel bad for him. I feel like he should have been given another chance, especially because he didn't mean to do it. I feel like, you know, the problem is islanders in there who have done worse, but, you know, it is what it is. I feel like I'm saying it is what it is. And obviously the producers have to, you know, be respectful, and if they don't think it was right to leave him in, it weren't right to leave. You know, it might have been a bit unfair, but, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, you know. So I do feel bad for Sharif, you know, especially the chance and opportunity he had, and I feel like him and Anna could have achieved something or gone somewhere, you know, with it. But, you know, unfortunately, if it was anything that maybe outside of the villa, but I feel like Sharif maybe won't pursue it now, and I feel like Anna's got eyes everywhere. Also, obviously, then we know with Molly May coming in, we had another triangle. So Tommy got himself out of one triangle with obviously Lucy, and then he went straight into another triangle with obviously Anton. You know, Anton and Tommy wanted to get to know Molly May, and Molly May was getting both to know them, you know, and even Danny was in the mix a little bit. Obviously, when he first came in, wanted to get Molly May, but he didn't really warm to her as much as the other two. And obviously, Molly May was unsure if he was going to pick, you know, Anton or Tommy. You know, it was up in the air, but obviously we know Molly May eventually picks Tommy. You know, they just had a better spark. They was getting on there, and they just knew what they wanted. Obviously, we know you want it. Picking Danny, beautiful. Obviously they coupled up really nice, and of course, you know, they're both getting along really well as well, so that's nice to see. Amber game with Michael, obviously that was a slow burn in that one, and it was quite nice to see. Amber didn't, you know, initially like anyone. Obviously she was coupled up with Callum until he left, you know, and nothing really happened a lot. But I feel like it was really nice that, you know, her and Michael got together. I feel like they're really well suited. They really get each other, you know, both from North as well, which is nice. And I just feel like, you know, it was a slow burn, and, you know, she gets all giggly and nice around Michael. And I like the way she acts when she's with Michael. You know, before I feel like she's been a bit upfront, a bit rude sometimes to people. And maybe that's just how she is and how she says words sometimes. But, you know, especially when she's with Michael, and, you know, even with Joe, I think she comes across really nice. She's caring, and she actually does respect her friend, and she wants to get to know Michael, which is nice, and she's not just lying. That's really nice to see. Obviously, then we've had troubles with Amy and Lucy. Obviously, Amy and Lucy has been a big one, you know, in the villa, especially recently. You know, it kind of was a little comment by Amy saying, oh, we never see you, Lucy, because Lucy was always spending the time with Joe, and she basically didn't hang around with the lads. But I feel really bad for Lucy, because she always says she doesn't really get on with girls as good as she does boys, and I feel bad because it's a free world at the end of the day. Boys can be mates with girls. I understand, you know, in some situation you think, oh, the girly girl, the boy boys, you know, and especially in the villa, a lot of the time it's the boys have a chat, girls have a chat, you know, couples have a chat type of thing. Well, it's not all about that. You know, girls can have boys as friends, and that's what Lucy's like. If she says on the outside she has friends, it's no different to being in the village, you know what I mean? I know it's a little bit different from in the outside world, you know, with the film crew and everything, and obviously you find it love there, but it's nothing wrong with being good mates with a guy, do you know what I mean? And then we know, obviously, recently, in this week's, we saw Joe really having a problem with it. Obviously in the last episode we just saw Joe was a bit upset about it. Obviously he was saying it's a weird situation to see, which I do understand where he's coming from. He's seeing it because obviously she's basically best mates with the guy who fancied her and who was in the triangle initially, which, okay, if I was in a relationship, I think it's a little bit weird, but if she's happy doing that and if you fully trust her, you shouldn't be worried. I don't think you fully trust her, and I don't know if he's having second thoughts. I feel like he is having second thoughts, which is why that's going through her head. I don't think they will be compatible on the outside. I really don't. I think they both live different lives, and if she's like that, Joe's got to accept that. You can't change someone. I feel like a little bit was trying to change her in a way, even though you shouldn't do that. Yes, put your point out there. Obviously it was like saying, you know what, I feel a bit weird. Okay, fair enough, you found your opinion, but if she's happy doing that and she wants to do that, she feels happy doing that, let her do that. And I feel like Joe maybe won't stay with her if that happens, which is sad, because I feel like they're a really nice couple to see, and I'm rooting for them both. But you know, it's sad times. But obviously Amy had a big problem with it, and then it kind of died down. Then it was a newer problem with it, and then obviously the food fight we saw yesterday, throwing food at each other, and then Amy was really upset at Lucy pretty much because she thought she was talking to him. And you know, Amy and Lucy had a really strong friendship at the start, especially when she had Joe and Tommy fighting over her. Amy was always there looking after her, and I feel like she's been a bit betrayed. She was there for her when she needed, and now Lucy's found someone she's not so much. Maybe that is the case, maybe not. I do feel bad for both of them, because obviously they want to be friends, but obviously it just not works out. You know, they both had fair points, you know what I mean? But I feel like Amy, for saying you're 26, just let it go a little bit. You know, you're happy in your couple, you're there for Love Island. It's not Friend Island. Do you know what I mean? You're not there all to be best mates. You're there to find love. So if she wants to hang around with Joe or want to be mates with Tommy, like, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's not Friend Island. It's Love Island. You're finding there for a love. You want to find someone you can marry. You want to be a girlfriend and boyfriend. You know what I mean? It's not about making loads of friends. Okay, obviously you want to make friends along the way, but it's not just about going there just make friends. Do you know what I mean? You want to actually find someone, which that's why I didn't really go with Amy. Maybe she's bored in the couple with Curtis. You know what I mean? You know, because you know Curtis not liking the way Amy keeps going on about it. You picked him up a couple of times on it. He had, and you know she gets scared a little bit, because obviously she never had a boyfriend, so it's going to be new to her, all these things, and maybe she's nitpicking because obviously she was annoyed that they were official type of thing, and then Joe and Lucy were official, and that really annoyed her, which, you know, it's Love Island, things like that going to happen. You've got to kind of accept it and just let it be, oh let it be. Do you know, you just gotta let it be, and it is what it is at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Also, we have got new girls coming in the villa, Maura and Alma this week, which kicks off everything, didn't it? Oh my god, talk about kicking it off in style. Alma was a little bit more quiet when she came in. Obviously she picked 3 lads for a date, Danny, Anton and Tommy, and she had an instant connection with Anton, you know, and obviously we've seen recently they've been really getting along. Alma's not really spoke to any of the other lads close. It's always been Anton, you know, them two, you know, and we've seen the couple up as well, which is really nice. Obviously Maura, whatever you should say, Maura, Mira, I want to say Mira, it's Mira, Mora, one of them, and from Ireland, really love the accent. You know I like an Irish girl, I like your one day's accent, and I love Mora even more. I might be saying the name completely wrong, Mira, her voice, yeah, it's really nice. She's my type as well, my type on paper, you know what I mean? Obviously, I think she was really nice when she came in. Obviously, she took a bit of a risk. She picked Tommy, Danny, and Michael. And obviously, you know, there was a bit of drama, obviously, with Amber and Mira. Obviously, because, you know, when Amber came down, she was annoyed them and there was all whistling, which I found was a little bit rude. You know, they're on a date, just watch it and enjoy the day. Don't have to interrupt at all, you know, just sit back, watch your day. And I felt a little bit sorry for them, Mira, when she was on the date. I feel like you don't need to be like that. You don't need to be so rude. You don't need to be so mean. Let them just do what they do. And that's why she obviously fed Michael the food, because obviously they were annoyed with them interrupting all the time. Obviously, we saw she got a really instant connection with Tommy, and she put it on factor 100 straight up. She was all over Tommy, you know, she was being flirty, you know, being a bit on him, you know what I mean? And obviously, we know recently the drama between Molly-Mae and Mora, obviously who Tommy's going to pick in the recoupling. And then obviously, we saw last night, Tommy finally went to choose Molly-Mae, which I was not so shocked with, because at first, Mora was kind of like playing a bit cool, still sticking on, but a bit cool. But then I think over time, Tommy thought it was a little bit too easy. I'm not saying she's anything sort of, she's not, she's a beautiful woman, she's awesome. But I feel like she was putting on a bit easy for Tommy to get. She liked him and she just throwed all herself at him in a way where Molly-Mae played a bit cooler and a bit hard to get, which I think Tommy liked the challenge. Obviously, he's a fighter boxer, he likes a challenge, and I think that's why he picked Molly-Mae in the end, because obviously the way she acted recently is really, you know, it's a way you want a girl to act rather. You know, some guys might like the way Mora acted, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I think Tommy liked a bit, but especially in the villa environment, it's not something you want. You know, she was very forward, you know, very rude, you know what I mean? Even though it is nice, you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean? In some ways, I understand why Tommy did go for Molly-Mae. He played a bit cooler, did put on factor 50, like I said. I think Mira was trying to chew hard to get Tommy. If she toned it back a little bit, I personally think she might have got him, if I'm honest. I think Mira might have actually got Tommy, because I feel like the connection was a little bit stronger at first. Yeah, it all changes in the video. You know, when you spend 24 hours so and so on with someone, it can change, and I feel like that will happen with Tommy. I feel like he thought, you know, she's a little bit all over him. You know, I don't want that too much. It's a bit too far, and I feel like he maybe got a little bit intimidated by him. Maybe not, we don't know. Right, where were we? Camera just went flat. Sorry about that. So we might have moved a little bit, but yeah, camera went flat. Just had to put another battery in. You know, it's good to have two batteries, you know what I mean? Saves your time, do you know what I mean? Where were we? So obviously we was on about the Molly-Mae situation. Obviously we know Molly-Mae played it cool, and obviously I don't blame Tommy. I would have chosen Molly-Mae. Like I've said, she's really growing on me. At first I thought she was a little bit irritating, very much like Georgia from last year, even though I do think she's amazing as well, and she's awesome, and if I coupled her with her, I wish I could, she would never go for me. She's too out of my league. But yeah, obviously Molly-Mae, stunner as well. She's absolutely beautiful, probably one of the best looking girls in there in my opinion, and I just feel like she's really nice, down to earth person, which is probably why Tommy went for her. Obviously we know Alma going straight for Anton, still sticking with him, obviously they're together, which is nice as well to see. But I feel like she maybe played a little bit easy just because he was the only single guy in there. I don't feel like she's tested the waters, asked other people out, and get to know other people, which I don't know if it's a little bit risky and a little bit, you know, what's going to happen, do you know what I mean? A little bit suspicious maybe. I don't think she's 100% on Anton. I feel like because he was the only single boy, she went for him, because, you know, Anton has not really found anyone he really likes, and obviously Alma he really likes. So I feel like I just feel like Alma's not going to be there. I really don't. I feel like Alma's going to jump ship, and I don't think she really wants to find 100% love. She's a slow burner, which is fine. It's just on Love Island, things move quick, so it's a little bit, you know, we'll see what happens in the coming days. Obviously, Joe and Lucy, what things going to happen in the future. It's hard, you know, because obviously, guys, now we've seen, you know, last night episode, the recoupling, it was a little bit heated, and we also saw at the end, guys, that obviously the two who were picked, Maura and Anna, have gone on 2 dates with 2 new guys, Jordan and Tom. Obviously they're both models, you know, and straight away it looks like Tom's really into Anna, like they both want to get to know each other. I think Tom's type as well is Amber, so that's going to be interesting to see who he actually goes for. I think he will go for Anna, because obviously we've seen the little clip for tomorrow which is today. Obviously, that Tom really likes Anna, and we've seen a few more conversations, so I think he's going to pursue her, and I feel like Anna will 100% have that because she's not found anyone else in the villa yet. Also, we've got Maura. I think she puts on factor 50 with Jordan because she knows she's not won Tommy now. She will back off. I feel like she is a girl's girl and she will back off. Obviously, at first she was all over him pretty much, but now I think she'll back off, and obviously again on the day I think she puts it on factor 50, which is interesting. We've also seen some exclusive that also Alma is torn between Anton and Jordan, which I knew it was coming anyway, and I feel like Mary's a little bit annoyed about this because obviously she kind of, you know, just like Tommy, then she likes them, and it sounded like, you know, Alma's just got in a couple with Anton and she's kind of already turning her head. It's like, you're not giving 5 minutes with Anton, get to know him a little bit more, then go for Jordan, you know what I mean? Rather than saying out loud, oh, I'm into Jordan straight away, it's like, know the guy, do you know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, we know the couples also have to vote for the least compatible couple as well. We don't know if someone's going to be dumped. Usually, the least compatible couple get dumped, but I've been saying to my brother, I've been saying to other people that I think only one person might leave. I don't know. Because if you're incompatible, why would you send them both of the villa? You wouldn't. You would only send one of them out. We've seen that in the few years gone before, that, for example, least compatible in there, I hate to say it, but it is Joe and Lucy. They do not get along. And, you know, they've been together probably one of the longest apart from Curtis and Amy, and they've just not got on together, and I'm definitely knowing they're going to be the least compatible, and I believe that the island just gets to choose one person they want to stay and one person to go, and if it does come down to that, they would offer Lucy to go. Firstly, she doesn't even want to seem to be there, if I'm honest. I feel like she's quite upset about situations, and it's sad to see. She's a lovely girl. I don't want to see her go, but she might go. And also the girls, I don't think 100% are with her. Obviously Maura is, but I think the girls would rather Joe stay, and I think the lads, of course, will say Joe. I think Tommy might want Lucy more. So it is a hard one, but if that is the case, I do think Lucy will go. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, Love Island can put any twist in there as well. There's also a little bit of spiciness last night on Love Island's After Sun. So Cameron Flack was on a live air basically with Anton, and Anton literally said something. She said, who do you think the first couple will be to do best? We don't know what that words mean, you know, get a bit jiggy in the best sheets type of thing. And Anton was literally like Joe and Amy, and then straight away Caroline went, oh, is that a little bit of a secret? Is that a little bit of a, you know? I was like, okay, it sounds a bit weird, I don't think it would. And then obviously Anton straight away changed stuff to, oh no, Joe and Lucy. Which I was thinking, well, if they're the most incompatible, no one must have left type of thing, because I think no one's known, but I don't think they've done anything at the minute, and that was only, we saw last night episode, meaning that would have been the day, so they must have not gone out, or if he was right when he said Joe and Amy, somehow Lucy might have gone, or gone to Tommy, I do not know, and for some reason Joe and Amy somehow coupled up, or like got together, or somehow, which I find it hard to believe because Amy's with Curtis and the quiet song, and Amy's head over the heels over Curtis, and I feel like if anyone was to leave that couple, it would be Curtis doing it first and Amy. So maybe Anton did slip up or not, but we're going to see in the next couple of episodes anyway. I'll be quite weirded out if that was the case, just because Joe and Amy don't really seem to talk a lot and they don't really get along that well. So I'll be very shocked if that is the case, but anything can happen. It is Love Island, you know what I mean? Anything can happen, so I'll be, you know, if it might be a weird situation, it might not. So I don't know if Anton maybe just slipped up a little bit or did not even have a clue what was going on. Do you know what I mean? One or the other. He might have had a few tipples, did not know, but we're going to see very soon, guys. But it looks interesting tonight. Obviously, we've got the days coming, so it's going to be interesting, guys. I'm going to be here for every week as well, giving the latest of Love Island. It won't be as long as this, each episode usually, because obviously it'll be once a week. I've kind of had to cover 2 weeks, and I'm kind of merging them into one, so that's why 2.1. Obviously, next week will be episode 3, even though I've kind of missed it, if you know what I mean, just because it's week 3. And then obviously, after all the Love Island finish, guys, it will be onto the football, and I'll be doing once a week talks like this about Premier League football, stuff like that. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new, press the red button and become a simpleton, guys. It'll be a pleasure if you can do. If you wanted to follow my TikTok, we'll do it always on 30k, which is brilliant. Feel free to follow me, Simple Joe. Also my Twitch as well. I stream about 3 times a week. The real Simple Joe. You want to check that out, guys. And I will see you very soon, guys, on the simple, I want to say the simple, but it's just Simple Love Island show. It's just literally just Simple Joe talking, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? But I will see you in another video, guys. Stay cool, stay awesome, and enjoy Love Island. And I hope you like the setup with the donuts. I will see you in another video in a bit. Peace out.